what's going on, everybody? A couple of years ago, I went ahead and made a video showcasing my 5 most expensive NES games at the time. And it was actually a response video. Miketendo actually did his top 5 expensive NES games 3 years prior to that. So 5 years ago, this started, and I didn't come across this video until 3 years later. And I made a response video for it, and I thought it would be a lot of fun on like the 2-year anniversary to go ahead and do the same thing, but for SNES. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to showcase my 5 most expensive SNES games based off of pricecharting.com, and then at the end of the video I will tag 2 more people to share their 5 most expensive SNES games. So you know what? Let's get right into it. So coming in at number 5 is Soul Blazer at $65 on pricecharting.com. Now, I just played through this game recently. I recently streamed through it. I recently did a video for it, so I'm not going to get too much into it. It's an action-adventure RPG hybrid, which is what the SNES really excelled at. And it's made by Quintet, the same people that made ActRaiser. And it's published by Enix, so you know anything that they do is going to be adventure related. So basically, you free souls to rebuild towns and help the people overthrow Death Toll, the evil demon that is taking over the world. And it's just a lot of fun. It's a great game. It's got a great soundtrack. It's a bit short, but it has a lot of replayability. It's a lot of fun. $65, it's starting to get up there, and I read that there were only 74,000 copies of Soul Blazer made in the United States, so that is probably one of the reasons why it's going for a lot more these days. But definitely glad I have this one in my collection. Number 4 is Konami's Sunset Riders. Now, I loved this arcade as a kid. I didn't even know that they made a Sunset Riders game for the SNES until years later when I came across the game, and I was just like, dude, I have to have this. So I got it for like 20 bucks. I mean, way back in the day, long time ago. But now this game on pricecharting.com is going for currently $71.09. So this game has definitely gotten up there, but I really can't blame anyone for wanting to spend a little extra for this because it is a fantastic arcade port. I mean, it looks great. It's like what Turtles in Time did as an arcade port on the SNES. Sunset Riders is just like right up there. It's great. It's got 2-player simultaneous play. A lot of people call it a cowboy Contra, but realistically, Contra is a lot faster paced. But this game has the brutality of a Contra. It's definitely a freaking tough game, especially that fucking Indian boss. Oh my god. But yeah, this is a great one to have, so I'm really happy this one's in my collection too.
Marry me with my money.
Number 3, another Konami game, The Adventures of Batman and Robin. This one is going for $74.65. Now, this is another game that I bought years ago, fairly cheap, maybe about 15 or 20 bucks. And I was a huge fan of the Batman cartoon. I loved it. It was such a great cartoon. Probably my favorite cartoon in the 90s. I thought it was even better than the X-Men cartoon. It was that freaking good. But this game looks just like the cartoon. At the time it was released, the show rebranded itself as The Adventures of Batman and Robin, because this game mainly stars just Batman. Robin makes an appearance here and there, but mainly just as a side character, a non-playable character. So the focus is really on Batman, as it should be. But, I mean, just look at the graphics, man. It looks like you're playing the freaking cartoon. And then the music sounds just like the cartoon, too. I mean, check this out. So yeah, being from Konami, this game is brutal. It can only be beaten on hard, so it's very challenging, but it's a really good game. It's really unique. It has a lot of variety to it. Every stage is different from the last. So I guess that's one of the things that makes this such a highly sought after game. But yeah, 74.65, man. It's definitely getting up there, but this is a good one. Number 2, The Adventures of the Red Arimer in Demon's Crest, going for $101.66 according to PriceCharting.com. Now, this game, I wouldn't pay over $100 for this game. It's a good game, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not worth that price. It's a bit overrated if you ask me. It's kind of clunky with the controls and stuff, but the music is great. The graphics are fantastic. The aesthetics are just out of this world. It's right up my alley with demons, monsters, all that good shit that I love. I mean, it's a great game. I bought it for $15 like 20 years ago. I would never ever pay more than $50 for this game. I just don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth that much. It's a good game, but it's not great. But I'm very thankful that I do have it in my collection, because there's no way in hell I'd be paying the prices that this game commands now. But for under $50, I'd say, yeah, sure, go for it. But it's a bit overrated. But like I said with the other ones, very glad it's in my collection. Alright, so we're down to my most expensive SNES game, and this is a game that I cherish because I actually really do like it. I think it's a great game. I feel that it is a bit underrated. That game is Castlevania Dracula X. So I got this game about 20 years ago as well for about $25. I got it with the box. Unfortunately, I did not get the instruction booklet. So just a loose cartridge is going for $189.23, so almost $200. But then when you start talking about complete in box, the price goes up to $373.90. But I'm kind of somewhere in between since I don't have the instruction booklet, so I don't know accurately what my game is worth. But it is still the most expensive game in my collection. Now, one of the reasons that I say that this game is underrated and gets a lot of hate is because people prefer Rondo of Blood on the TurboGrafx-16. Well, we didn't get Rondo of Blood here in the United States. We just got this one. So this is really all we had. I had nothing to compare it to at the time. I had played this when it was a brand new game. I remember at first I didn't like it as much because it didn't look as good as Castlevania 4, but it's very challenging. It has a phenomenal soundtrack, and it's just a very gratifying game to play and defeat. When you beat this game, you really feel a sense of accomplishment. It's pretty challenging. So definitely happy that I have this one in collection, not to mention that I'm a huge Castlevania fan, so naturally I have to have this one. So it's a great game. Is it worth the price that it's going for these days? Absolutely not, because I don't think any retro game is. But I mean, it's a great one to have though. It's a great one to play, emulate it, get a repro cart, whatever. Just play this one, it's good. Alright, so there we go. Those are my 5 most expensive SNES games in my collection. So now it is time to tag 2 more people, and they can go ahead and share what their 5 most expensive SNES games are in their collection. So I gotta go full circle here, and I gotta go with my boy Miketendo. So I gotta pick him again, because he definitely needs to be a part of this. So Miketendo, what are your 5 most expensive SNES games in your collection? Let us know, man. And the second person I'm going to be tagging is going to be Captain Algebra. Apparently he has a pretty nice SNES collection, so I'm curious to see what he's got. So Captain Algebra, let us know, what are your 5 most expensive SNES games? I will leave links to both of those guys' channels in the description below, so if you want to see what their 5 games are. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned to them. But I want to thank you all for tuning in to this fun video. I'm working on some other projects, so I got some stuff in the works and on the way, so just stay tuned for that. But until next time, I will catch everybody later.